Catch the wave. You're listening to Wayvve Radio, your home for uplifting gospel music.
What's going on, everybody? You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown, and today is Triumph Tuesday. Yes, it is Tuesday. We made it to Tuesday. I'm glad you are here, and as you know, I am celebrating you on this Tuesday because you made it through Monday. Yes, regardless how bad things were, you kept your 10 toes down on the ground and you just kept pushing. And if you got less than 10 toes, you know what I'm talking about, all right? But no, I'm just excited for you. I love celebrating people. But you know, you're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown. And this week, we are discussing a powerful thing, people. What you do next matters. See, on Monday, we learned that wisdom is execution power. We discovered that the proof of wisdom was not what Solomon knew. It was what Solomon built. He built systems. He built infrastructures. He built partnerships. He built leadership structures. He built the whole economy and kingdom. See, wisdom became visible through Solomon's execution. And just like us, our wisdom become visible through our execution. And today, we continue the conversation by examining one of the greatest enemies of progress. That is delay. Not because people lack information, not because people lack talent, not because people lack opportunity, but because they postpone decisions that need to be made. See, many people think delay is harmless. Many people think waiting is natural. They think waiting is a neutral thing. Many people think indecision protects them from risk. And the truth is, people, the truth is this. The truth is much different. Delay has a cost. Waiting has a cost. Indecision has a cost. And whether you realize it or not, you are already paying it. Today's message is simple, people. Your delay has a price tag. Hey, you're listening to the Afternoon Praise. Go tell a family member, tell a friend. Hey, tune in because this show is going to be great. It's going to be powerful and very impactful. Hey, we'll be right back.
Join us on this heavenly journey, one song at a time, Wayvve Radio.
Hey, you're tuned in to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown, and we are talking about on this Triumph Tuesday, your delay has a price tag. Yes, it does. Let's talk about decision debt is real. See, most people understand financial debt. Fewer people understand decision debt. Every delayed decisions accumulate interest. The longer you avoid a necessary decision, the more expensive it becomes. See, a delayed conversation becomes a damaged relationship. A delayed sales call becomes lost revenue. Or a delayed doctor's appointment becomes a larger health issue. And for all my leaders, a delayed leadership decision creates confusion for everyone depending on that decision. See, many people think they are avoiding consequences when they delay. But in reality, they are simply postponing the consequences. See, the longer a decision remains unsolved, the more expensive it becomes to fix. Just like financial debt accumulates interest, decision debt accumulates consequences. Now, the question is not whether you are paying. The question is whether you realize what it's costing you, because you are paying if you are delaying. Shucks, now that rhyme. Hey, you're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown.
You're riding the waves of faith and grace on Wayvve Radio.
Hey, you're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown, on this Triumph Tuesday. Let's talk about the illusion of neutrality. See, many people say, I'm not deciding right now, but that's not true. You've already made a decision. You decided to wait. You decided to postpone. You decided to delay. So indecision is not neutral. It is a decision. And every decision creates consequences. Time does not stop while you think, people. Markets continue moving. Competitors continue building. Relationships continue changing. Your health continue aging. And opportunities continue evolving. See, the world is moving whether you move or not. That's why indecision is never neutral. Indecision simply allows internal forces to make the decision for you, and the ones you don't want to make. Hey, you're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown.
Stay tuned and stay blessed here on Wayvve Radio.
Hey, you're listening to Triumph Tuesday here on the Afternoon Praise. Well, you're not listening to Triumph Tuesday. It is Triumph Tuesday here on the Afternoon Praise on Wayvve Radio. And we are talking about your delay has a price tag. See, delay feels safe. One reason people delay is because delay feels safe. Making a decision creates responsibility. It creates accountability. See, making a decision creates uncertainty. So many people convince themselves that waiting is the safer option. What they fail to realize is that delay carries risk too. Sometimes greater risk. There is a risk in starting a business, but there is also a risk in never starting. There is a risk starting school, starting anything, but there's a bigger risk not starting. See, there is a risk in having a difficult conversation, but there is also a risk in allowing problems to grow. There is a risk in making moves, but there is also a risk in standing still. See, the danger is that the risk of delay is usually hidden until they become expensive. See, the danger and the risk of delay are usually hidden until the problem hit the surface. Your delay is expensive, it's costing you. Hey, you're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown.
Stay tuned and stay blessed here on Wayvve Radio.
You're tuned in to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown, on this Triumph Tuesday, this beautiful Tuesday. How are you living? 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 How you living out there? I hope that everything is going well for you. But if it's not and you are listening, guess what? It's going great because God woke you up. And guess what? God gave you your morning. Yes, he did. See, we think morning is when the light come, but your light from God could come anytime. It could come in the midnight hour. It could come when it's pitch dark. It can come whenever. That's your morning. And if you're breathing right now, God is going to deliver your morning. But let's talk about fear. Fear often wears professional clothing. See, one of the most dangerous forms of fear is disguised fear. I'm gonna say that again. One of the most dangerous forms of fear is disguised fear. It sounds responsible. It sounds logical. It sounds intelligent. People call it more research, more preparation. I got to do more planning. I need more information. Sometimes preparation is wisdom, people. Sometimes preparation is fear wearing professional clothing. Some people can be researching the same business ideas for years. You could be praying for the same thing for years. Some people have been planning the same moves for months. Some people have been preparing for a conversation they should have already had. And at some point, preparation stopped being preparation. At some point, preparation becomes procrastination. See, wisdom knows difference, people. The question is, are you preparing or are you hiding? Procrastination is not the same as preparing. Hey, you're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown.
Stay tuned and stay blessed here on Wayvve Radio.
If you just tuned in, you're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown. And today on this Triumph Tuesday, we are talking about your delay has a price tag. See, most people calculate the wrong cost. Most people calculate the cost of action. They ask, what if I fail? What if it doesn't work? What if I make a mistake? See, few people calculate the cost of waiting. What if the opportunity expires? What if the market changes? What if 6 months pass and nothing changes? What if another year goes by? What if your competitors move first? What if your health continues to decline? These are calculation questions that you need to be asking. What if your relationship continues to weaken? Waiting has a cost to people, and sometimes the cost of waiting is greater than the cost of trying. I'm gonna say that again. Sometimes the cost of waiting is greater than the cost of trying. Stop calculating the wrong cost. Hey, you're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown.
Stay tuned and stay blessed here on Wayvve Radio.
You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown. If you got a shout out or request, hit me up and I got you. But today we are talking about your delay has a price tag. See, Solomon asked for discernment. When Solomon became a king, he asked God for discernment, not just knowledge, discernment. Why? See, because leaders must make decisions. Discernment allows leaders to separate noise from the truth, facts from distraction, wisdom from emotion. Solomon understood something many leaders miss. And I said this yesterday. Every major decision affects people. It affects their family. It affects their teams. It affects the organization. It affects the communities. A leader's inability to decide eventually becomes everyone else's problems. That's why discernment is not simply a spiritual principle. It's a leadership necessity. The quality of your decisions often determines the quality of your future. You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown.
Bringing the sounds of heaven 24/7, Wayvve Radio.
If you just tuned in, you're listening to the Afternoon Praise here on Wayvve Radio. And if you miss any part of this show, you can go back on my YouTube channel at 6:15 to catch the replay of the show minus the music. Or if you want to go back and listen to any other show, just go to my YouTube channel, The Business Point Guard, and you can listen to all the shows from day one. But let's talk about the two mothers. Y'all remember the two mothers? See, one of Solomon's most famous moments involved two women claiming the same child. You remember one lady rolled over her child, killed her child, and she tried to steal the other lady's child and give the other lady the dead child. See, both had arguments, both had emotions, both had stories. Both believed they were right. The situation was complicated for Solomon. Complicated situations are where many leaders freeze. They delay. They gather more opinions. They create more meetings. Meetings to have meetings. They wait for perfect clarity. Solomon did something different. He used discernment. He understood that leadership is not about avoiding decisions. Leadership is making them. And every leader eventually faces situations where the facts are incomplete, emotions are high, and the pressure is real. See, the question is not whether difficult decisions will come. The question is whether you will be prepared to make them. And Solomon said, okay, I can solve this. And he knew in his mind, he knew in his heart, God already downloaded in him what was finna happen. He said, okay, let's cut the baby down the middle. Let's cut him in half, and I'll give you part and I'll give the other one part. He knew the true mother of that baby had a love for that baby, that she didn't want to see that baby harmed or killed. So the real mother said, that's okay. Give that lady the baby. And Solomon, with discernment, knew that it was that lady's baby, who said, okay, I'm good. Give the lady the baby, because discernment says, I'm not going to kill my child. I love my child. Hey, you're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown.
Catch the wave. You're listening to Wayvve Radio, your home for uplifting gospel music.
Hey, you're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown, on this Triumph Tuesday. And today we're talking about your delay has a price tag. See, the sword method, Solomon's solution, shocked everyone. See, and I got ahead of myself on the other break. See, he called for the sword, not because he intended to harm, but he intended clarity. His decision exposed what words could not. The real mother revealed herself through her response. The truth surfaced because Solomon forced the issue. Many leaders today are waiting for clarity. Sometimes clarity comes after action, not before it. Some problems do not become clear through decisions. Some problems become clear through movement. Wise leaders know when more information is needed. Great leaders know when it is time to decide. And like I said the last break, Solomon decided to say, hey, give me the sword. Let's cut the baby in half. I'm going to give one part, I'm going to give the other one. And he knew the real mother was going to step up and say no. Let her have the child. And that's what happened. And that's why Solomon gave the real mother the baby, because it was his action, his discernment, him executing, not trying to get more information or trying to listen more when he knew he should have been making a decision. Hey, you're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown.
Catch the wave. You're listening to Wayvve Radio, your home for uplifting gospel music.
You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown, and we are talking about your delay has a price tag. Your delay, people, has a price tag, and it's costing you a lot right now. It is costing you a lot. See, I know. Action creates clarity, people, not more information. Yeah, more information to help you decide how to move, but it's the action. It's you taking what you know and putting the action in place. That's what creates clarity, because sometimes you have to fail, but you can't fail if you don't move. You can't fail if you don't react, if you don't do anything. See, actions creates clarity. See, many people believe clarity comes first, then action follows. Life often works the opposite way. Actions creates clarity. See, the entrepreneur learns by launching. The speaker learns by speaking. The leader learns by leading. The builder learns by building. And many other answers people seek are waiting on the other side of movement. The first step reveals the second step. The second step reveals the third step. And then the path becomes visible while walking it, not while staring at it. Because that path might have a curve here, curve there, dip here, dip there, and you can't see the whole path. It might have some trees blocking it, but you got to walk your way through. You can't fail if you don't do nothing. Well, I'm sorry. Yes, you can. You can fail by not doing nothing. But that's when you fail. But when you do put movement in place and things don't go the right way, you use that failure as tools so that you can understand your next move. Again, your first step, it leads you to the second step. Your second step leads you to the third step. And you walk the path to see the visible path. Hey, you're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown.
Catch the wave. You're listening to Wayvve Radio, your home for uplifting gospel music.
You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. Let's talk about the 70% rule. See, many high-performing leaders follow a simple principle. They do not wait until they know everything. They move when they know enough. I'm going to say that again. High-performing leaders do not wait until they know everything. They move when they know enough. See, if you wait for 100% certainty, you will often miss the opportunity. Markets move, people move, circumstances move. Great leaders understand that some lessons can only be learned through execution. The remaining information is often discovered during the journey, not before it. Progress, people. Progress. Progress rewards movement. Perfection rewards delay. Hey, you're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown.
Catch the wave. You're listening to Wayvve Radio, your home for uplifting gospel music.
You're listening to the Afternoon Praise on this Triumph Tuesday. Let's talk about decision velocity matters. I'm saying that again. Decision velocity matters. See, one of the biggest difference between high performance organizations and struggling organizations is decision speed. Not reckless speed, but quality speed. The ability to identify opportunities, make decisions, and execute. Quality speed. Organizations that move learn faster. Organizations that learn faster improve faster. Organizations that improve faster grow faster. See, meanwhile, slow organizations are often stuck discussing opportunities that faster organizations have already captured. Speed alone is not wisdom, but wisdom often moves with urgency. Can I say that again? Speed alone is not wisdom, but wisdom often moves with urgency. Hey, you're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown.
Catch the wave. You're listening to Wayvve Radio, your home for uplifting gospel music.
You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown. See, delay creates organizational drift. When leaders hesitate, the organizations drift. Teams become uncertain. Momentum slows. People stop taking initiative. Confidence decreases. See, when direction is unclear, people naturally begin protecting themselves instead of advancing the mission. This happens in businesses. It happens in church. It happens in families, in the communities. See, leadership creates clarity. Leadership creates confidence. Leadership creates movement. When leaders decide, people know where to go. I'm going to say that again. And I don't care if you are a Fortune 500 business owner. I don't care if you are not a business owner. You are a leader in your household, in your community. And I want to say this with clarity. When leaders decide, people know where to go. Hey, you're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown.
Catch the wave. You're listening to Wayvve Radio, your home for uplifting gospel music.
If you just tuned in, you're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown, and we are talking about your delay has a price tag. See, opportunities have expiration dates, people. Opportunities are not there forever. They have expiration dates. And one of the biggest myths in life is that opportunities wait forever. They do not. Markets change, technology changes, people change, circumstances changes. People, timing matters. See, every farmer understands this principle. There's a season to plant, there is a season to harvest. Miss the season and the opportunity changes. The same is true in leadership. The same is true in business. The same is true in life. Some opportunities are assignments. Others are windows. Windows eventually close. And I'm going to tell you, God is going to get done what he needs to get done with you or without you. But he prefers to have you because he promised you. He knew you before you was in your mother's womb. He created you so that you can be the fruit for someone else. Hey, you're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown.
Catch the wave. You're listening to Wayvve Radio, your home for uplifting gospel music.
You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. Hey, let me come here. And it's funny. My pastor, Bishop Pierce, he taught on this Sunday, and it's one of his shorts that's going around. And again, I didn't know he was teaching on this Sunday, but we happen to be teaching on the same thing. And one of his shorts that's going around is just talking about confidence. Confidence is your currency in this season to get you where you need to be. But let's talk about confidence follows actions. Many people are waiting to feel confident. They believe confidence comes first. Then they act. See, most successful people will tell you something different. Confidence often follows actions. Confidence grows through experience. Confidence grows through learning. Confidence grows through execution. See, every small victory creates momentum. Every lesson creates growth. Every action builds evidence that you can handle more. Stop waiting to feel ready. Stop waiting to feel confident. See, movement often creates the confidence that you're looking for. But I want you today to have enough confidence in yourself to say, I'm going to do what God created me to do. And I know that I can do because God, he put in me. And I know Jesus died on the cross for me. He gave me liberties. He gave me strength. He gave me power. So I'm not moving in my own confidence. I'm moving in the confidence of Christ. I'm moving in the confidence of God through his son, Jesus Christ. So you have to believe. You must have that mustard seed of faith and move in that confidence that God has created you in. Hey, you're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown.
Catch the wave. You're listening to Wayvve Radio, your home for uplifting gospel music.
If you just tuned in, you're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown. Let's talk about what is your delay costing you? Y-O-U. See, let's make this personal. Let's make this personal. Let's make it personal. Look in the mirror or whatever you want to do, or just touch yourself. You know, in church, put your hand on your chest. Put your hand on yourself. Let's make this personal. What is your delay costing you? Maybe it's revenue. Maybe it might be an opportunity. Maybe it might be influence or growth. It might be peace. It might be momentum. Maybe it's a relationship that needs a conversation. What is your delay costing you? Maybe it's a business that should already exist. Or maybe it's a dream that has been sitting on the shelf too long. Every delay has a cost, people. The question is whether you're willing to honestly calculate it. Because what gets measured gets managed. And what gets ignored often becomes expensive. You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown.
Catch the wave. You're listening to Wayvve Radio, your home for uplifting gospel music.
If you just tuned in to the Afternoon Praise, guess what? My time is up. It's been great. It's been lovely. But hold on. Don't get frustrated. Don't get mad that you missed the show or you're on the last break, because you can go back and listen to the show entirety. Okay, go back at 6:15 to any platform you get your podcast and listen to this show entirety minus the music. So you're good. Don't get frustrated. Okay. But now the show come on from 2 to 6, and I know some of you all can't listen to it live, but you do go back and listen to the replay, and I thank you. But now, before I close out, before I leave you, I want to do this. So as we close today's show, I want you to think about one thing. What decisions are you avoiding? Not next month, not next year, but today. What conversations need to happen? What opportunities need to be pursued? What application needs to be submitted? What call needs to be made? What steps need to be taken? See, imagine where you could be 6 months from now if you started today. Don't worry about you didn't start yesterday. Today. Imagine the progress. Imagine the lessons. Just imagine the growth. Imagine the momentum in 6 months if you start today. And now this. Now imagine staying exactly where you are because you refuse to decide. See, both futures are being built right now, regardless. One is being built through action. The other is being built through delay. Every delay carries a cost. Every delay has a price tag. You are currently paying for the privilege of not deciding. See, most people calculate the cost of action. Few calculate the cost of waiting. And I want you to remember this. The future does not belong to the smartest people. The future belongs to the people who decide, who act, who learn, who adjust and move. Hey, I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown, aka the Business Point God, and this was an amazing Triumph Tuesday. And remember this, people, your delay has a price tag. What you do next matter. Hey, I'll catch you tomorrow on Build a Brand Wednesday. Tell somebody, tell a family member, tell a friend to tune in or to go back and listen to the Afternoon Praise. And make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're not already subscribed. I need you. I'm trying to get it up. I'm at 413, but I need you to help me get this up. Hey, I'm out of here. Peace.
Stay tuned and stay blessed here on Wayvve Radio.